From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Here's the first look for the rookie out of USC. And he'll be met near the line to limit the game to a... Witherspoon there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They run once more with Lloyd. Has good room at the 35. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the red zone. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
What an injection of momentum for the offense on that play. With the energy boost in a much shorter field, I predict it's not going to be long, Kate, till they finish this series off.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Again, a run with Lloyd. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Lloyd on the shotgun handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Throwing his love on 3rd. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Struggling to center it. Oh, it's loose!
You could feel, even up in the booth, a full-on panic there for just a moment. But he did make sure it never overwhelmed him. He picks the ball back up. May have cost him some yards. Didn't cost them the possession.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, here we go. Here we go, sir.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Looking to throw, Smith. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions you get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this third down play. Out of the gun, here's Smith. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. 4th and forever coming up. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. They're 1st to 3. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. 4th down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. Starts from the 44. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Packers will take over possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. Trying the inside handoff to Lloyd. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
On the give, it's Lloyd. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
3rd and long for him here. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Ernest Jones with the pick. And the Seahawks get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. All right, defense did its job, forced the offense into a 3rd and long, and that, in large part, partner, led to that interception.
Such a dichotomy, Kate, in so many ways. Offensively, we hear all the time what? Stay on schedule, avoid these situations. Defensive coaches, you know what they say, earn the right to rush the passer, earn the right to make them one-dimensional, and when you do, go pay it off. And they did in the biggest of ways with that huge INT.
Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Smith in the pistol. Headed out right. Still on the move, throwing down the right sideline. Offense tagged for the penalty there as they walk off the distance. Michael Dixon on to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. He'll go from the gun with Lloyd. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Slot man motioned over. Shotgun now for Love. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Throw on 3rd down. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Seahawks football. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
There we go, Salute!
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Rashawn Gary with that tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Ready! There we go, Salute!
This is Walker on 2nd. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He gets 6 on that play, and the Seahawks will have a 1st down. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Neither side separating. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Staying with Walker. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
He's contained at the line for no gain. Rashawn Gary with that tackle. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Running with Walker again. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fields this at the 19. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up, past their own 30. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it'll be their football. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Hand off here to Lloyd. And he'll get it up to the 44. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Love out of the shotgun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. First time this game they've looked to him. So it'll be 2nd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along your route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Second and 10. Love trying again. This one falls incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love from the gun. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. Tyler Lockett deep for the Seahawks. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Call that punt a 52-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
A play fake, now Smith to throw. Rolling out to his left. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air. It's Smith. He puts some air under it. Deep down the middle it goes. They connect on the deep shot. Touchdown, Seattle. Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks tie this game 7-7. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Love looking to pass. to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
A second down throw here for Love. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Brown.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Walker on first down. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
There we go, to no one.
Now an inside give to Walker. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Here we go.
Throwing on third, Smith. Bails out of the pocket quick. Throwing on the run, deep down that left side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away.
The Packers take over 1st and 10.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Love. Finds a seam down the middle. Through the defense it goes, room to burn. And it goes the distance, touchdown Green Bay. The Packers need only one to take the lead. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
On now is McManus to kick this away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They give up the gut to Walker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. It's the Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Ready.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They go with Walker here. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
On third down, Walker. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Okay, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Green Bay.
Lloyd running dead ahead. Across the 45 and still going. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Looking to throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Kobe Bryant has it. And the Seahawks are stopped on that return, so that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. On now is McManus to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Running left, here's Walker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 26. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Hey, here we go.
Handoff running left, Walker. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Walker running to the right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Jason Myers now going to try to knock this through for the Seahawks. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he's going to field this in the end zone without a return, so they'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Lloyd. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Byron Murphy there to make the play. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Again, a run with Lloyd. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Here's Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Jaden Reed, the intended target. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Broke through the tackle. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
There we go,
It's Walker on the give. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
One thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go, here we go.
Running is Walker. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9.
Big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
There we go, Salon.
Here's Walker running right. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Ready.
Staying with Walker. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Running with Walker again. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Brought in along the sideline, just need an official ruling, and they said catch. Great play. That play good for 17 on a first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. To the ground with Walker. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Now Walker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Seahawks with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
It's Walker on the option. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Handoff to Walker from the gun. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. Line. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. From the gun, Smith. The throw is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here 1st and goal.
There we go,
Walker now from the gun. crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks take a fourth-quarter lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Missed to go up by a field goal here in the fourth. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks push their lead to 3. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
Trailing by 1 score late here, Cade. Maybe this is the return. Maybe this is what helps them get right back into it. Good field position now to start their most important series yet of this game.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Takes the handoff, now Love. He beams one deep right side. He's got it inside the 25. And he'll take this one in for the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers take a fourth-quarter lead. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
This one is up and good. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he gains ground to the 33 before being stopped. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now an inside give to Walker. That's a lane past the 45. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll go with Walker on the counter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. A give up the gut to Walker. And they bring him down around the 34. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
And that run very short, only getting to the 27. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
Hey, here we go, hey. Here we go, son.
He'll throw it. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Trying for it, it's Walker. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs. They'll come up 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Running left, here's Walker. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. On the carry, it's Walker. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he only gets this one down to the 9. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
There we go, son.
Toss play, this is Walker. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing the run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Here we go, here we go.
Now to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the defense comes through. 4th down, that much tougher.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards them, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Seattle.